Life is a journey we all go through, and each person's path is completely different. We are all expected to learn important life lessons throughout the way and make friends while we're at it. When it comes to this, I consider myself lucky because I believe the sport of soccer has given me both. I learned to respect others, become a leader, and I also made lifelong friendships along the way. I started to play soccer from a very young age, probably around 5 years old, and I kept playing all the way until my senior year of high school. I was even offered to play in college, but decided to decline in order to pursue a career. This sport has done so much for me, and when I started playing, I never would have realized it. When I was younger, something I was repeatedly reminded I needed to learn was respect. As a child, respect was like a chore to me. I knew it was the right thing to do, but sometimes I would forget what was right and just think of myself. In other words, I would be selfish. As I grew up playing soccer, the sport became so much more serious, not just for players, but for coaches too. If you didn't show respect to your teammates and your coach, you better get used to sitting on the bench and watching from the sidelines. This experience quickly changed the way I respected those older than me, going from yeah to yes sir. I also learned to respect my peers as well. I spent countless hours playing this sport, and many times I would be at practice 5 days a week. Me and my teammates would grind every day to get better and better, and some days we thought we could beat just about anybody. My mindset definitely changed after one specific tournament. After a lot of hard work and dedication, my team won the Tennessee State Championship and got accepted to play at a huge tournament in Orlando, Florida. The games were held at ESPN Wide World Sports Complex, which is on Disney's property. At this tournament, we were able to play 3 games and we never scored a goal, not even one. We actually lost every game by at least 3 goals. This experience opened my eyes to the work that so many other teams put in as well, and although I wasn't happy my team lost the tournament, I did learn the important lesson of respect. When I was younger, I was repeatedly told I needed to be a leader. I knew I always wanted to lead in some way, but I never knew how. What was I supposed to do? Who was I supposed to lead? Those questions answered themselves as my journey with the sport of soccer progressed. When I first started to play competitive soccer, I was in 3rd grade. Although back then we didn't have team captains, I saw myself as a leader by example. I played every game like it was my last, and with as much energy as possible. Not to mention, all throughout elementary school, I was the top goal scorer on my team. When I got in high school, however, I became the team captain for my school's varsity soccer team both junior and senior year. My team would always turn to me for advice, especially since I was an upperclassman. Even my coach would ask for advice. There were times he would have me come to his class after school, and I would practically make the starting lineup myself. I would lead warm-ups and after-game stretches. There were also some occasions that my coach couldn't even make it to practice after school because of teacher conferences. He would ask me to set up a whole practice myself, and I found this was big in teaching me how to lead. I would find that the team would be even more productive with me coaching them than my actual coach. My school wasn't exactly known for having the best soccer team, and from junior to senior year, we never won anything. Senior year changed, however, and after starting the season with 7 straight losses, we somehow won our district tournament. In the championship, I remember scoring the winning goal from a penalty kick. I remember the ball staring at me as I kicked it straight to the back of the net. This was one of the proudest moments in my life and a great example of leadership. When I was younger, I was always told to make friends. When I was in middle school, I felt like the popular, unpopular kid. I knew plenty of people, and plenty of people knew me, but I never really felt like I quite fit in at school. When I went home, my time usually consisted of watching sports, Netflix, and YouTube. My parents would always tell me to make some friends by going to basketball or football games, but I was always somewhat of an introvert and never felt social. Going to these events would just give me anxiety. But also when I was in middle school, I just joined a new soccer team in Collierville, Tennessee, which was about 30 minutes where I lived. When it comes to making friends, this team changed my life. I instantly made connections and became close with my new teammates. Being on this team reminds me of being in a club or a fraternity of some sort. I had so many things in common with these kids, which I only just met. During the week, we had practice 3 times, and I would always look forward to it. Not because I was dying to play soccer, but because I genuinely enjoyed being with these kids. And every weekend, I would beg my mom to drive me to their houses to sleep over, and thankfully, she was always willing to make the drive, which would total up to 2 hours. I played with this team from 6th grade all the way until senior year of high school, and although all of us had parted separate ways, I still keep in touch with them, and over breaks from school, a bunch of us will still hang out and catch up. So when I was younger, I may have lacked respect, I may have not been much of a leader, and I may have not had the most friends. But I can say one thing, and that is that soccer has given me all of these. Without it, I wouldn't be who I am today, and without it, I have no idea where I'd be. I can only be thankful it was a part of my life.